Zerg History Part 2 Xel'Naga Directive. The Overmind with all his might began to search for something that would help transfer the Zerg from this world. Soon such an opportunity arose. A race of giant cosmic life forms flew through the Xeris system, and the Overmind called to them. Drawn to the barren world by this call, the giants were quickly assimilated by the swarm. As a result, the swarm's gene pool was enriched with exceptionally dense protection and the ability to exist in a vacuum. Soon the Zerg warriors were prepared to survive in the harsh conditions of space. It is worth clarifying here that in some sources, such as for example the book Shadow of the Xel'Naga, these giant creatures traveling through the vast expanses of space and absorbing air from the atmosphere of planets are referred to as behemoths. They are listed as the largest of the creatures found in the explored part of the galaxy, although within the Zerg swarm they are inferior to the leviathans. Considering that in the StarCraft universe there are both types of creatures, similar in their structure and purpose, it can be assumed that the leviathans were just an evolved version of the behemoths, after their assimilation by the swarm. The Zerg, having overcome extreme physical obstacles, were able not only to survive, but also to preserve the purity of their terrible primary essence. This key moment in the development of the Zerg was not lost to the Xel'Naga, who realized that they had achieved their goal. While Amon was busy developing the swarm, the discovery of the color on Aiur created a powerful psionic surge that was sensed by the Xel'Naga slumbering in Ulnar. They felt an absence within the void, and the terrible atrocities of their fallen brother and his true motives were revealed to their minds. Upon learning that Amon was on Xeris, the Ulnar Xel'Naga immediately followed there. Amon sensed their arrival and, to even the odds, unleashed his deadly hungry swarm of Zerg. In the orbit of Xeris began a battle that would be remembered in history as the War of the Gods. Following its indomitable passion for devouring, the Overmind released Zerg brutes already mastered in space, which attacked the arriving Xel'Naga. The ancient race did everything possible to stop the furiously advancing Zerg, but all its efforts were in vain. Wave after wave, hordes of Zerg with unrelenting pressure hit the fortified hulls of the Xel'Naga ships. The latter, in a desperate attempt, concentrated their fury on the renegades and managed to slaughter almost all of them, including Amon. As far as is known, only the creature later known as Nerud managed to escape. Amon, having lost his physical body, returned to the void. The remaining Xel'Naga were completely consumed by the swarm. As a result, the Overmind gained the knowledge of its creators. Thanks to this, it became incredibly powerful. The secret of the sacred Kaidarin crystals, which enhanced psionic potential, was revealed to it. Thanks to the intimate knowledge of evolution and protogenetic physiology received from the Xel'Naga, the Overmind was able to increase the level of sensitivity of many higher strength of the Zerg, while at the same time maintaining complete control over them. Also, access to the Xel'Naga memory revealed to the Overmind information about myriad races that had at one time or another been influenced by the creators, among which the Overmind learned about an exceptionally strong race that lived on the edge of the galaxy and was called the Protoss. The Overmind realized that the Protoss and the Zerg would eventually collide in an inevitable apocalyptic conflict, for this directive was written into it by Amon himself. The Overmind was also disturbed by the fact that Amon's previously hidden motives had come to light. It learned that the Zerg were only a transitional stage in the evolutionary process, a tool, and when they were no longer needed, Amon would get rid of them. But the laid down directives did not allow the Overmind to resist the will of the Creator. It could only feverishly continue to search for any way to throw off these shackles and ensure the survival of its race.